Starting from 1947, when 20th Century Fox released Nightmare Alley, the film challenged the usual Hollywood style with its intense themes of ambition and moral conflict. It told a story about a man drawn into a world of deception and greed, exposing the darker side of human nature. The movie's visual style and storytelling pushed boundaries for the studio system, highlighting a shift toward more complex, adult themes. Unlike the glamorous films of that era, Nightmare Alley revealed the psychological struggles of its characters, making it a significant piece in film noir history. During this time, studio control over actors and films limited creative freedom, trapping talents like Tyrone Power in a system that prioritized commercial hits over personal artistic expression. Power, known for his dashing image and leading roles, was affected by this environment, which often hindered his attempts to choose more challenging projects. In this climate, the studio system maintained tight reins on storytelling and talent, driving many actors to conform or face limited opportunities. As a result, the industry structure created a web of constraints that could stifle artistic growth, making it difficult for stars to break free from their assigned roles. This backdrop set the stage for Power's career, highlighting the challenges faced by actors wanting to explore more meaningful roles beyond the studio's control. Although Tyrone Power is widely remembered for his roles in romantic and adventure films, he also demonstrated great skill in portraying complex characters like Stanton Carlyle in the film Noir Story. In this story, Stanton Carlyle starts his journey working as a roustabout in a traveling carnival, which shows his humble beginnings and desire to find a better life. Using his intelligence and charm, Stanton begins to manipulate those around him, slowly gaining power and influence. His goal is to become a famous nightclub act, and he works hard to achieve this by deceit and cunning. Power plays Stanton with skill, showing his ability to make the audience believe in his portrayal of a convincing con artist. As Stanton climbs higher, he becomes more morally ambiguous, using his talents to exploit trust and vulnerability, especially of wealthy patrons who are taken in by his charm. His rise is not without consequences, as his dishonest actions eventually lead to his downfall. Power's performance captures the darker side of human nature and the destructive power of ambition. Throughout the story, his character reveals a mixture of ambition, deception, and moral struggle, making Stanton Carlyle a memorable and intense role. Power's portrayal highlights the themes of corruption, ambition, and the tragic consequences of moral compromise that are common in noir films. With his remarkable acting, Tyrone Power gives life to Stanton's journey from a hopeful carnival worker to a troubled con artist who faces the repercussions of his actions. His performance emphasizes the complexity of a man torn between desire and morality, leaving a lasting impression on the audience and adding depth to the story. Power's skill in playing such a morally ambiguous character showcases his versatility and talent as an actor beyond his more romantic roles. His ability to immerse himself in Stanton Carlyle's character makes the story gripping and emotionally powerful, demonstrating his range and commitment to his craft. As Stanton's ambitions lead him deeper into trouble, Power's performance continues to shine, providing a vivid depiction of how greed and deception can change a person forever. This story reflects the timeless themes of temptation and downfall, with Tyrone Power's portrayal standing out as a key element that brings the noir tale to life with authenticity and intensity. Although Tyrone Power was primarily known for his roles in Hollywood films and stage performances, he never directly portrayed characters involved in carnival life or the themes described in the summary. However, the essence of superficial glamour mixed with darker undertones can be reflected in some of his movies, where he played roles that involved deception, moral choices, and personal struggles. Power's performances often conveyed a sense of charm, but also a deeper emotional complexity, which resonates with the unsettling aspects of carnival life depicted as manipulative and desperate. His charismatic presence allowed him to embody characters torn between allure and moral ambiguity, similar to the world of illusion and moral compromise described in the carnival setting. Interestingly, while Power's actual career focused on more glamorous and heroic roles, the themes of manipulation and tragedy found in stories like those involving Madame Zena, Pete, and Stanton evoke a parallel to the genuine struggles Power portrayed in films where characters face fall from grace or moral dilemmas. Thus, even if not directly related to carnival life, Power's acting often captured the emotional depth and moral conflicts that mirror the darkness and desperation described in the summary. His ability to portray complex characters helped bring out the tension between appearance and reality, making his performances timeless and impactful. Despite his charming exterior and popularity, Tyrone Power faced many internal struggles that mirrored the challenges faced by Stanton in his descent into darkness. Power, who was best known as a matinee idol, often found himself longing for roles that could reveal his true talent and personality beyond the handsome image projected on screen. While audiences admired him for his good looks and charisma, Power wanted to be seen as a serious actor capable of portraying complex characters rather than just a romantic lead. This desire led him to take on roles that pushed his limits, but he often felt confined by the Hollywood system that valued his appearance more than his acting skill. His performance in the film Nightmare Alley was a reflection of his own dissatisfaction, as he played a character who was trapped in a dark world, seeking truth and meaning. The film showed a stark contrast to his usual roles and demonstrated his wish to break free from the constraints of being just a pretty face. Power's struggle was not only about artistic growth, but also about overcoming the expectations placed on him because of his image. He wanted audiences and critics alike to see him for his range and depth as an actor, but Hollywood's focus on his looks made this difficult lieutenant. Ultimately, his story is one of a talented man yearning for authenticity and self-expression in a world that often limited him to superficial beauty. His journey to escape these confines was ongoing, and his life reflected the tension between personal ambition and the demands of fame. Immediately, you can see how the Hollywood studio system had a significant influence on Tyrone Power's career. This system was known for its strict control over actors and their roles. It shaped the images and personas that stars like Power portrayed to audiences. Many fans loved him for his handsome looks and charming presence, which the studios carefully crafted. These studios decided which movies he would star in and how he would be presented to the public. As a result, Power became a romantic idol, admired by many viewers across the world. However, this careful shaping of his image also meant that Power had little control over his career choices. The studio system focused mainly on making money through big, popular films. This often meant that artistic freedom was limited. Power found himself acting in roles that fit a specific mold, rather than exploring the full range of his acting talents. Despite his talent and desire for creative fulfillment, the system's emphasis on commercial success often overshadowed his personal goals. This created a constant tension for Power, torn between his public image and his ambition to grow as an artist. He wanted to play different kinds of roles, challenge himself, and develop his skills, but the studio's priorities kept him in a narrow box. Many actors of that era faced the same struggles, feeling confined by the system that prioritized box office numbers over artistic expression. Power's experience reflects how the Hollywood studio system shaped Hollywood stars, turning them into icons, but often limiting their artistic choices and personal happiness. Seeing his career unfold in the late 1930s, Tyrone Power experienced a rapid and remarkable rise to fame that captivated audiences across the country. His charm and natural charisma made him stand out among other actors, drawing people to him not only because of his handsome appearance, but also because of his engaging presence on screen. He quickly became known for his talent, which was evident in his performances from the very beginning. His early roles often consisted of swashbuckling adventures, where he played daring heroes fighting for justice and love. These roles in films like The Mark of Zorro showcased his ability to perform action scenes with ease and grace, and they helped him gain widespread popularity. Alongside these adventurous parts, Power also starred in romantic comedies that featured some of the biggest stars of the era, further establishing his status as a versatile actor. As his fame grew, he became one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, with studios eager to cast him in leading roles. Despite this success, Power's career was characterized by a desire to expand his acting range. While he initially gained fame through lighthearted, spirited roles, he later wanted to take on more serious and nuanced characters that would challenge him and demonstrate his depth as an actor. This ambition reflected his understanding of his craft and the need to grow beyond his initial typecasting. Overall, his meteoric rise in Hollywood was driven by his captivating screen presence, his ability to perform both action and romance convincingly, and his willingness to seek new and more complex roles as his career progressed. When discussing Tyrone Power's personal life challenges, it becomes clear that his private experiences were closely linked to his image as a star, which made them a frequent topic of gossip and often caused interference from the studios. His marriage to actress Annabella was a significant act of rebellion against the studio's efforts to control how he was seen by the public. The studio's opposition to their marriage showed how invasive and manipulative the star-making system was during that era. Studios wanted stars to appear always available and perfect for the audience, so they often tried to dictate personal choices to preserve their image. Power's decision to marry Annabella, despite the studio's disapproval, demonstrated his desire to maintain some independence and resist their attempts to control his life. This conflict between personal happiness and studio expectations was common for many stars. But Power's stand made his personal life a notable challenge within his career. His marriage symbolized a bold fight against the pressures to conform and the manipulative nature of the Hollywood star system. Through these struggles, Power's personal life reflected broader issues faced by many actors who sought to protect their private lives from the relentless control of the studios. After establishing himself as a popular actor in Hollywood, Tyrone Power made a significant decision to serve in the military during World War II. At that time, he took a break from his successful acting career to join the United States Marine Corps. This decision was a turning point in his life, reflecting his sense of duty and patriotism. Because of his experience and skills as a pilot, Power flew cargo planes into active combat zones. Flying these planes was dangerous and required great courage. As he faced the risks of war firsthand, his wartime service deeply affected him, showing his bravery under difficult circumstances. These experiences also gave him a new perspective on life, making him more aware of the sacrifices made by service members. When World War II ended and he returned to Hollywood, Power wanted to choose roles that had more meaning and showed his true character. His time in the Marines made him a more serious and dedicated actor. It also earned him respect from fans and colleagues alike, who saw his patriotism and commitment. Power's service in the Marines during this difficult time was an important part of his life story, shaping who he was both on and off the screen. After returning to Hollywood, Tyrone Power took on the role in The Razor's Edge, which marked a noticeable departure from his earlier work. Instead of the typical leading man roles in romantic or adventure films, this film allowed him to delve into themes of existentialism and personal growth. It reflected a more serious and introspective side of his acting that mirrored his own reflections after the war. The movie was well received by critics and audiences alike, who appreciated his change in performance and the deeper subject matter. Despite this acknowledgement of his talent, it soon became clear that the studio still viewed Power mainly as a commercial actor. They saw him as a safe choice for popular, profitable films rather than a performer suitable for more challenging or complex roles. This limited his opportunities to showcase a broader range of acting skills. While Power was capable of more serious work, the studio's focus on his marketability meant he often remained restricted to the type of roles that guaranteed box office success. This post-war phase of his career was marked by a struggle between his desire for artistic growth and the studio's emphasis on commercial appeal. Power's experience during this time reflects the broader challenges many actors faced when transitioning from wartime reflections to post-war Hollywood. He continued to work diligently, but the constraints placed on him prevented full access to the artistic potential he possessed. This period highlighted how external factors, such as studio control and audience expectations, could shape an actor's career options even after a notable performance. Despite these limitations, Power maintained his reputation as a talented actor, and his role in The Razor's Edge remains a significant part of his legacy, illustrating a critical moment in his career as he navigated the post-war transition. Since he wanted to show a different side of himself, Tyrone Power was very eager to take on the role of Stanton Carlyle in Nightmare Alley. This movie was more than just another project. It was a passion for him. He believed that playing Stanton would give him the chance to explore a character with deep psychological layers. Unlike many of his previous roles, which often highlighted charm, heroism, or traditional leading man qualities, this character was morally complex and ambiguous. Power's commitment to this role was intense, and he worked hard to bring authenticity to Stanton's struggles and moral conflicts. His determination came from a desire to challenge how people saw him and to prove he could handle more serious, nuanced parts. By doing so, he aimed to show that he was not just a typical Hollywood star, but an actor who could take on and succeed in diverse roles. This ambitious project reflected Power's willingness to grow as an actor and to push his acting skills in new directions. His effort to play Stanton Carlyle was a clear indication of his passion for storytelling and his desire to leave a lasting impact through his performances. Although Tyrone Power gave a performance in Nightmare Alley that many believe was one of the best of his career, it was not fully appreciated when the film was first released. Critics saw Power's portrayal of Stanton Carlyle as both haunting and deeply human, showing his ability to bring complex characters to life. Yet, despite the praise for his acting, the film did not become a big success at the box office. This was partly due to the fact that the studio did little to promote the movie, which meant fewer people saw Power in his compelling role. Over the years, however, the film has been recognized as a classic, and Power's work in the movie has been celebrated as some of his finest acting. His performance has gained respect and admiration from film lovers and critics alike, proving that even when overlooked initially, true talent can later be appreciated and valued as it deserves. The recognition of Nightmare Alley as a significant film highlights Power's skill and adds to his legacy as a talented actor whose performances stand the test of time. Because Fox was reluctant to support the film Nightmare Alley with a strong promotional campaign, they showed hesitancy to deviate from the image they had built for Tyrone Power. Power was known for his clean-cut, heroic roles, which made him a bankable star, but the studio was cautious about changing his established image. They preferred to keep him in movies that would appeal to wide audiences and ensure a steady box office return. This reluctance to market Nightmare Alley aggressively meant that the film did not get the attention it deserved when it was released. As a result, the film struggled to find its audience initially, and its reputation suffered because of the limited promotional efforts. The studio's decision reflected a broader pattern within the system that prioritized safe, marketable projects over more daring or unconventional stories. Fox's reluctance demonstrated their fear of risking the star's image and their focus on commercial success rather than artistic risk-taking. In the end, this hesitancy contributed to Nightmare Alley's failure at the box office and serves as an example of how the studio system often limited creative exploration by sticking to familiar formulas and cautious marketing strategies. After ending his exclusive contract with Fox in 1953, Tyrone Power looked for more freedom to choose the roles he wanted to play. He wanted to show that he could do more than just the parts that made him famous as a handsome leading man. So, he began working in both movies and theater, taking on a variety of roles that showed his talents and depth as an actor. One of his notable successes was in the film Witness for the Prosecution, which was directed by Billy Wilder. This film gave Power a chance to act in a clever courtroom drama that was very different from his usual roles. He also starred in Rawhide, which was a tough and gritty Western set in the Wild West. These projects allowed him to move away from the image of a matinee idol that he had been known for early in his career. Instead, he proved to audiences and critics alike that he was a serious actor who could handle complex characters and dramatic stories. Throughout this period, Power was able to explore different types of roles, showing his versatility and dedication to his craft. His work after leaving Fox demonstrated his desire to grow as an actor and to take on roles that challenged him creatively. By stepping outside of his comfort zone, Tyrone Power kept his career fresh and meaningful, earning respect as a talented and serious performer in both the film and stage worlds. Despite his immense talent and occasional critical acclaim, Tyrone Power's career faced many challenges that kept him from reaching the full heights of fame. During his time, he was recognized by many as a gifted actor with great presence and charm on screen. However, his career was often overshadowed by larger-than-life stars like Clark Gable, who was considered the king of Hollywood. This created a kind of competition where Power's accomplishments sometimes took a backseat to Gable's widespread popularity and stronger media presence. Even though fans and movie critics appreciated Power's performances, his legacy did not always receive the same level of celebration or recognition as some of his contemporaries. Part of this disparity comes from how studios managed his career. The film studios in Hollywood during that era had very strict control over the actors' paths. They decided which movies he would appear in and how his public image was shaped. This limiting control meant Power was often confined to specific roles or genres that did not always allow him to show the full range of his talent. As a result, he missed opportunities to demonstrate his abilities in diverse characters that could have elevated his standing even further in the history of cinema. Because of these restrictions, Power's potential was somewhat limited, and his films did not always showcase the depth of his skills to the fullest extent. While he gained a loyal following among classic film lovers, his name is sometimes less recognized than those of other Hollywood legends. His contributions to film are still appreciated by many who cherish the era of Golden Age Hollywood. Yet the uneven control over his career and the competition for more dominant stars limited the true scope of his legacy. Today, his work continues to be enjoyed, but the full measure of his talent and the obstacles he faced reveal the complexities behind his standing in film history. His story shows how external factors like studio control and industry politics can shape an actor's legacy, sometimes keeping talented performers under the radar despite their obvious abilities. While working in Spain, Tyrone Power's life came to a sudden halt at the age of 44. He was in the middle of filming a sword fight scene when tragedy struck. During this scene, an accident occurred that led to his untimely death, shocking fans and colleagues around the world. Power's passing not only ended his life but also brought an abrupt halt to what could have been many more years of his career. He had already built a reputation as one of Hollywood's most talented and popular actors. His performances in many films had earned him admiration and a place in the hearts of movie lovers. His life was cut short before he could achieve even greater things or fulfill all his hopes and dreams. This tragic end reminded everyone of how fragile life can be, especially in a demanding and often unpredictable industry like film. Actors often push themselves to their limits, balancing personal goals with the pressures of stardom, and Tyrone Power's death highlighted these dangers. His death was a loss that left fans feeling sorrowful and industry insiders reflecting on the risks involved in their craft. Despite his premature departure, Power's legacy continues through the many films he left behind. His career, brief yet impactful, remains a testament to his talent and dedication. The tragedy became a poignant reminder of the unpredictable nature of life, emphasizing how quickly one's journey can be halted by unforeseen events. The industry has since been more aware of the physical tolls and dangers faced by performers, and Power's story continues to resonate as a symbol of both talent and the fragile nature of life. Building on this, it becomes clear that the film Nightmare Alley served as a reflection of the changing times in Hollywood, where the dominance of the studio system was beginning to weaken. While studios continued to control many aspects of production and the careers of their stars, movies like Nightmare Alley showed that filmmakers were willing to push technical and thematic boundaries to explore darker and more mature stories. Tyrone Power, who was once seen mainly as a romantic leading man, found himself in a system that often limited his choices and kept him within comfortable, familiar roles. However, the film's success demonstrated that audiences were craving stories with depth and complexity, and it eventually inspired actors and directors to seek more artistic independence. Despite the constraints, Power's participation in challenging projects like Nightmare Alley marked a turning point that highlighted the tension between commercial interests and creative expression. As the industry slowly moved away from the tightly controlled studio era, this movie underscored the importance of artistic courage and the desire for authentic storytelling. The legacy of Nightmare Alley and Power's career reminds us that even within a restrictive system, talent and vision can eventually find a way to shine through, inspiring future generations of filmmakers and actors to prioritize artistic integrity over merely following the rules. As we wrap up our deep dive into the remarkable career of Tyrone Power, there's one more exciting chapter to explore, an iconic project that truly showcases his versatility and magnetic screen presence. Stay tuned as we journey into the captivating world of The Black Rose from 1950, a film that stands out not just for its compelling adventure and exotic setting, but also for Power's riveting performance as the daring and charismatic Karim Shah. This film immerses viewers in a tale of adventure, danger, and cultural discovery, capturing Power at his most fearless and magnetic. His portrayal of Karim Shah is both nuanced and exhilarating, breathing life into a character caught between loyalty and ambition in tumultuous 13th century China. Get ready to revisit a cinematic classic that highlights all the qualities that made Tyrone Power a legend: adventure, charm, and an unforgettable on-screen presence. We're about to dive into the story behind the film and what makes Power's role in The Black Rose a must-watch gem in his illustrious filmography. Stay with us You're in for a nostalgic yet thrilling ride. The Black Rose, a film set in a historical context involving adventure and conquest, has elicited a range of opinions from critics and viewers alike, reflecting its mixed reception and the complex performances it features. The film centers around themes of exploration, cultural clashes, and personal ambition, but its execution and characterization have sparked considerable debate. One of the most prominent criticisms revolves around Tyrone Power's performance, which many feel exemplifies his limitations as an actor. Despite possessing the physical attributes of a leading man, good looks, and a composed on-screen presence, Power's acting in this film is often described as flat and lacking emotional depth. Critics point out that he appears to believe himself to be a great actor at this stage of his career, but the film reveals that his craft has not significantly evolved over the years. His inability to modulate his accent, particularly his failure to convincingly adopt an English or Russian accent, detracts from his credibility in the role. His line delivery, characterized as petulant and unengaging, hampers the development of his character and diminishes the film's overall impact. These aspects suggest that Power's performance does not live up to the standards of a compelling protagonist, reducing the emotional resonance of the story. The supporting cast offers a mixed bag of performances. Jack Hawkins, cast as a poetic archer, is critiqued as being ill-suited for the role due to his lack of poetic sensibility. His casting is seen as a misfit, and his portrayal is less compelling because of it. Conversely, Orson Welles as the general receives more favorable comments. Some viewers appreciate Welles' ability to inject wit and humor into his role, delivering a performance that stands out amidst the film's otherwise uneven acting. His portrayal is recognized for its cleverness and comedic timing, offering a glimpse of the charisma that Welles was known for. Visually and technically, the film appears to be competent, but it is not noted for groundbreaking or particularly innovative filmmaking. The direction facilitates a narrative that aims to blend adventure with historical drama, but struggles at times with pacing and coherence. The screenplay and dialogue have received mixed reviews. Some find it serviceable, while others consider it lacking in sparkle and originality. Overall, The Black Rose presents a narrative with potential, rich in themes of exploration and cultural encounters, but it is hampered by inconsistent performances and a screenplay that does not fully capitalize on its premise. The criticisms of Tyrone Power underscore a broader perception that the film underscores the limitations of certain stars who may have believed their fame filled the gaps in their acting abilities. Meanwhile, performances such as those of Welles demonstrate the value of wit and nuance in elevating a role, reminding viewers that even within a flawed film, individual talents can shine through. In conclusion, The Black Rose remains a film of contrasts, celebrated for its thematic ambitions and historical setting, but marred by uneven acting and storytelling execution. It offers valuable lessons about star power, performance depth, and the importance of casting the right actor for specific roles. Despite its shortcomings, it holds interest for fans of classic adventure cinema and those curious about the variety of acting styles and performances of the 1950s. The film ultimately serves as a testament to the era's filmmaking challenges and the enduring appeal of historical adventure narratives, even when delivered with varying degrees of success.